Wait for a couple of people to get off in here. We'll kick it off. Yo, 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 what's good with you? How's everybody doing on this Sunday? Hey, y'all let me, hey, put a one in the chat, man, if y'all can hear me clearly. Appreciate that. Yeah, I seen somebody said Ice Mountain today. Yeah. Well, 2 weeks ago we was from Alkaline, man. Back to Ice Mountain. Appreciate that, Nick. KB, yo. Georgia, go getter. New York native, hot cheddar. Man, how y'all feeling this Sunday? All right, Townsend. All right. What up, Anthony? What's up, James? Roddy. Hey, man, so know y'all seen that update, man. I know y'all seen that follow-up from the other day from Officer Keel. I know y'all seen that, man. You know what I'm saying? We went and spoke to the Inspector General. Like I was saying at the end of the video, I don't think he's gonna like thoroughly investigate anything. You know what I mean? I just don't, man. You know, right away he was trying to tell us the same thing, man, to stop recording, and that's the reason why we're sitting up there. That's the whole reason why we even in there to complain about that. So for him to do that, that just let me know that he on the same type of time, man. So, but it's all good. But I'm telling y'all right now, this week, man, we got a heck of a follow up. All I'm gonna say is this: I don't want to give it away, but I'm gonna say when y'all see this follow up, man, y'all gonna know it's real, man. TTA, on behalf of TTA and the family members, you guys, hey, together we can do a lot. That's all I'm gonna say, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all gonna see. It's a huge update. Now, this the biggest one, man, that we actually been talking about for the entire month of June. I say I got a big update for you guys in June. This is it. This week we gonna release it. So it's coming. That's right, Harold. That's right. That's right, Harold. You're right. You're absolutely right, brother. We would do it together, like we always do. We always do it together. We gonna bust down the phone lines, man, and get it cracking. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Let's go. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from.
Hey, Tyrant Terminator, this is Succeeding 2, and I am calling from Northwest Indiana. I'm a former Illinoisan.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Indiana. How you feeling today?
I'm doing good. How you doing? We're good here. We don't need you to come out here, but I thank you for all that you've been doing in Dalton and Harvey and helping out those in that community.
Oh, I definitely appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot.
I saw all those things that you were going through in Harvey, and I'm so sorry. And that lady, she said she was an executive assistant, and she was so unprofessional. I don't even know if she could spell the word executive assistant.
Yeah, they
I looked her up, and she said it said some other position, but maybe she got promoted, but she needs to be demoted.
you're absolutely correct, because they totally misinformed out there. But it's a bunch of stuff going on out in Harvey that I wasn't even aware of. It's a neighboring city to Dalton, so
Yep.
it's crazy, man. But I think we're
Oh
gonna stick
yeah.
around for a while out there.
You know what? When I saw you were there, I said, I don't know if he knows that it's even worse. Because you remember when you were there and you were asking her about seeing the mayor?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
watched one of the meetings. If you ever follow the guy, he was arrested. I put that in in one of the comments. He was arrested. His name is Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan. It says is Ryan Day Chicago is what you could see him as, and he was arrested just for videotaping himself at the meeting.
Really?
And this just happened in the last couple of weeks. So you can go and you can see that. And he was arrested just for that. And he's been calling this mayor out and calling him out for quite some time. So he has a very small following. And so he's been supporting the Dalton, residents. And so I watched the meeting, and that's when I saw that mayor hides. Like, he will not come out. He's worse than Tiffany.
You know what? You know
Hides.
what? It's crazy that you said that, because like a lot of Harvey residents has made that statement that he's worse than Tiffany, and I'm like, can it get any worse than Tiffany?
Well, you know what? So they should not, like, the way that town looks, because I drove through there, the way it looks, I was coming back from doing an audit somewhere, not the type you do.
No, it's all good.
But the way it looked, I thought they got money from Amazon. Think about it. They got a lot of money in that town that came in there, and grants. And that's what Ryan calls them out on. So that town should not be looking that way.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Like, where did they put the money? I mean, Amazon, and it's not a small, you saw it.
Yeah.
You got off the expressway.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I know look, I've been in your neighborhood too. I know which way you took 294 straight.
Yep, you sure right.
Got off and going eastbound, and you passed the Amazon on the right hand side, and you couldn't miss it.
Yep, you absolutely correct. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So what is it where did the money go?
You know what? It's crazy, because like the first time when I was out there, when I went to the DCFS office, I was talking to that young lady in the lobby at the police department, and she was trying to tell me how Harvey had been raided and everything by the FBI.
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
Yep.
That's
that
crazy.
was before he got there. And so this guy, he did something when he first became mayor where people thought he was on the up and up, because he had everyone to show their ID to prove that they really worked there.
Okay.
To show that there was no ghost payroll. So people thought, okay, this guy is going to be good. He's making sure our tax dollars, but the businesses are having issues, and everyone's having issues, and he doesn't like to answer any questions.
I'm glad to know that.
Attorney. They usually love talking.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's crazy, man. Like I say, we gonna stick around in Harvey for an awful long time, man. It's a lot of work need to be done that way. I can tell.
There's a lot of work there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because between them and between what's going on in the township, and those folks aren't playing either. I remember when you went there too.
Yeah, man. The township. Yeah, Tiffany's like, she you know what? She got that entire area, like Dalton, Harvey, I think even like Richton Park, like just that whole area is like.
We're 17 towns because I used to live in that township actually before I moved to Indiana.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so but it's only because she has the help of her corrupt officers, in my opinion, not representing the opinion of Tyrant Terminator.
For sure, for sure.
And so she has their help because at the township meetings, those police are not just canceling a meeting because she says everyone get out.
Wow.
You see, and I don't know if you had the opportunity to see that she tried to shut Lori Lightfoot down when she came there, and she was there and they asked for her to speak, and she ended the meeting and the people started screaming, let her speak. And she said, everybody out, but Lori got the mic.
I think, you know what? I think I did see that, and they was trying to like end the meeting right when Lori Lightfoot got the microphone. I think, I seen that. Yeah.
Yep. And she got her words out that she wanted to say, but I'm thinking, do you think that that's going to make your investigation? Like, Lori may have had a little bit of sympathy for you, maybe. Do you think that's going to make it go well for you?
Right.
And so thank you so much for all the good work that you're doing, because you're doing just an amazing job all throughout the state of Illinois.
Oh, man, I appreciate that wholeheartedly, and I appreciate you for being here and part of the TTA family, for sure.
Yes, so when you see that Chicago skyline and succeeding too, that's me. And I just appreciate all you do, and I know all of us appreciate. I got a lot of comments on you when you went to, the lady, she kept saying to you, get out. She was kind of passive. She was passive aggressive. And the other lady started videotaping you in the background. Do you remember?
Was I at a courthouse?
No, you were at the Children Family Services. That's
okay. In Harvey.
Advocates, HIPAA, they didn't know the definition of the word. What everyone just throws that word out. They don't really know what it means. Right. And so they were, we're advocates and this is our client. HIPAA, the police put you out, dude, but that wasn't what happened. She didn't know. And right. Remember, the police educated her and she still didn't apologize to you because she said she knew she was right. But even when you came back and she found out she was wrong, she still didn't apologize. I put a Google review up. My Google review has so many views.
Really?
Yep, for me putting that view up about what I thought about their interaction with you.
Oh wow, really? That's wow. I'm gonna go on there and check it out.
Yep. So I have to start doing that more, but I just wanted to thank you. I never catch you on a Sunday. I'm on my way to Chicago actually to drop some stuff off for my dad for the week. And I never get to catch you. And before I pulled off, I'm like, the Tyrant Terminator is on.
Well, I definitely appreciate you calling in. And we'll be back again, Sunday after next. And like I said, I definitely appreciate you being here.
Oh, no problem. I have to tell you, I marked you to my dad, your words. We'll be good to go.
All right.
Okay. And I'm going to let you go, so you're going to be good to go.
All right. Appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you. And thank your family and everyone.
Thank you as well.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
bye. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know you are where you're calling from.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's Nas. What's going on, fam?
What's good with you, Nas? Where you calling from, brother?
West Philadelphia.
Shout out to Philly, man. How you feeling today?
Good. I just wanted to talk to you about this one video I saw. So I've seen all your videos, but there was one that stuck out to me.
Okay.
It was, you remember the site you was at where it was like an Allied Universal officer and he had the white T-shirt on? I think his name was Brown. He was like a field supervisor.
Brown.
And you had the two officers that came in. One wanted to help you, and the other one was kind of unhinged. And then they called the field supervisor, the Sergeant Brown.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
DeKalb, Illinois. Okay.
Yeah, so I had a few comments about that. the allied officer, any allied officer you see like at sites or something like that, like with the white t-shirts, those field officers are only filling in for a specific amount of time. So he completely didn't know at all like what was going on. Even though he was completely wrong about how he went about handling the situation, those guys, they just don't know. Those guys aren't usually in the field. They just fill in spots sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Another thing I had comment about that video was that other officer kind of reminded me of Officer Kill.
Okay.
Because like how he was escalating the situation a little bit.
Right.
And also the sergeant you dealt with that day. I noticed things would have turned way more left if you didn't start throwing out the penal codes, case codes, and stuff like that.
I believe so too.
Yeah. So,
you know what? It's crazy. It's crazy you brought that up because I actually just watched a YouTube video where that sergeant and the other officer that was there with the glasses was just arresting someone in DeKalb, Illinois. The guy, I think rightfully so, he needed to be arrested, but the way that they mannerisms was towards him looked kind of violent. So it was crazy to see him on the way he was on my video, and then compared to when it's time to arrest someone. So it's just crazy, man. But I agree with you though.
And I like when you do that. There was another video, I don't remember the name, but when you start throwing out those codes, it's a complete whole different shift in their actions and how they treat you. Like the officer asked you to come outside, look at the police laptop, and he tried to show you something. You're like, hey, no, this is what it is. Look this up.
Right.
And when you read it right there, you said, read that part. He didn't want to read it because he knew he would have been held accountable for that too.
That's correct.
They couldn't have made you leave.
And you know what's crazy? I'm glad you brought that up, man. I promise you, because a lot of these entities seem to use the same statute that he was trying to use, this state-supported land statute. So they bring that up to try to say this is the way that we can trespass you from these properties because it's state-supported land. So I was trying to tell him about the other Illinois compiled statute. Like you said, he didn't want to read it. So when I left there, because he tried to illegally trespass us, and when I hollered at the deputy chief, he was even trying to like take up for his officer. But as you see, I don't know if you're able to see the follow-up, when I spoke to the chief of police in a parking lot like 2 months later, he actually apologized that that his officer and his sergeant had made that huge mistake that day. So it was clear that what I was trying to tell him was right. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man.
Yeah. So there's another thing I wanted to ask. I don't know if it's possible, but like when you work, government workers and stuff like that, sometimes they put out like messages for all employees. Is it possible some way we can make it so they all can learn about like FOIAs and stuff like that? It's possible.
Yeah, definitely.
It's possible for the mayor to send out some type of email to all public working employees so they can at least be educated on what a FOIA is.
You're right, though. No, you're right, man. You know what? And even just the First Amendment in terms of other people coming in and recording in public spaces, I think that they need to be educated on that as well. You know what I mean? Like it need to be some real sit down training classes given, like at roll call, before the entity opens up or something, so they'll be aware. You know what I mean? Because at this point, for me, just doing this I've been doing it since January of last year. It's not really, it's don't get me wrong, you got tyrannical police officers all over the country, but it seemed like it's more of the people outside of the police, but still with a government job that give us the most pushback. Because it seems like the police are starting to get it, you know what I mean? But the other public servants, they can care less.
Yeah, you're right. But it takes nothing for them to create something on a government website, like a training page to where you click through on what a FOIA is, maybe like a 5-minute training, you get a certificate. It takes nothing for that to happen. And afterwards, if they already got the certification and they still don't know what it is, I think they need to be held accountable for it.
Are you
I
right?
don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible because by you know what I mean, by them not knowing about it, and then when they violate our rights, they're gonna be held accountable one way or another, whether it's through litigation, them possibly being fired. So I mean, eventually, I think we got a lot of work to do, but eventually, I think that the ultimate goal. I think it'll come to, I think it'll come to pass, man. I think what we're trying to do will eventually happen, but right now we still got a whole hell of a lot of work to do. And what I mean about us is First Amendment auditing sisters and brothers, and you guys, the family members that help support it and call and complain as well. So, I love this community, man, and I'm in it for the long run, brother.
Yeah, I see. And I also have one request. I don't want to hold you up too long because I know a lot of people calling, but is it possible we could get like some type of Discord server, like where we all could chat, and it's more like a community rather than just the YouTube page, but like some type of server where we can be more connected, share messages, thoughts, and everything?
I think so. I think that's definitely possible, man. You know what? I never thought about that. That's a great idea, actually, that you just brought that up, and that's something to look into and start getting the ball rolling, because that's a beautiful idea. I think so. Like you say, still keep the channel, but just something else more off of here. You know what I mean? But you guys got the cell phone number, so y'all can, hey, this is open all the time. You can text and call this whenever you want to, for real. So, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I've seen every video. I have to go back and because when I first started, I started looking at all the ones that was recommended, so I didn't get to watch everything in order. So I've seen literally every video, but I have to go back and rewatch them all in order so I can know exactly what's going on. But no, I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too, man. And like I was telling the other caller, man, you make sure you stay in tune this week, man. I got the biggest update, man. I've been talking about it for the entire month of June. It's a crucial follow-up coming, man. So you make sure you stay tuned, brother.
All right. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thanks a lot. You too, as well.
All right.
All right. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from.
What's up, James? This is Driving Miss Charlie. I'm calling from Southern California.
Well, shout out to Cali. How you feeling today?
Optimistic.
Optimistic. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just wanted to call in and make a little comment.
Okay.
So when I watch a lot of these videos and stuff, officers are always going, but why? But what's the purpose? And, under pressure, and, I understand that sometimes it's hard to get your thoughts together, like when you got 70,000 people listening to you talk right now. But I think it would be better if the auditors, and I really wish I had the balls to do this myself, say jail, and yeah, I'm not cool. But anyway, so, when you're talking to them, you should let them know that, first of all, this T-shirt that I'm wearing, or this sign that I'm holding, or that bird I just flipped you, or whatever it is that you said to them, that represents my First Amendment right. This camera that I'm holding, documenting everything I see, represents my freedom of press. And this sign that I'm holding represents my freedom of protest. It's not about where you're doing it, or whom you're doing it with. It's what it represents. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. I agree.
Yeah, because, I think, a lot of things could go just a little bit better if we can articulate ourselves a little bit better when they say, well, why are you doing this? What's your purpose? My purpose is to, I exercise my right to say what I want with your T-shirt, your sign, you're flipping the bird, when you're telling an officer, I don't like that you just did that. That's my, another element of my First Amendment right, is redress my grievances with you, and
that's
kind
correct.
of go down the line 1 through 5 with them.
And
then they'll be educated on the first 5 elements,
Yeah, and you
Well,
know what? To that point too, sometimes I understand what you're saying. Like, kind of, in so many words, be more clear when they ask what's your purpose and stuff like that, right? But I think sometimes those questions are routine questions coming from the police in terms of what is our purpose, especially if we had already explained to them that we're just exercising rights. So their way, that's their way of trying to control the narrative and the atmosphere in its entirety, just by saying, what's your purpose? Well, we know you first of all, you never need a purpose to exercise any right. You know what I mean? So they should know that. But I think they ask those questions to try to kind of like dim your light a little bit. So with me, when they ask me that, it all depends on the verbiage and the other language that was used prior to that question to see if I'll even answer it. Sometimes I'll ignore it and say some other stuff. So just got to know when to pick and choose.
Right. And then there's the whole thing, you don't know what you would do until you're put in that situation.
That's true.
It's good to, Monday morning quarterback, oh, you should have said this or did it like that. But,
that's true.
Tensions are running. You got this guy with a gun who God knows what he could do to you for exercising any one of those First Amendment rights,
That's true.
So I totally get that. I mean, I wish I was a little more courageous when it came to that. And maybe, watching these videos and getting confident and being educated in my rights and what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do, will give me the confidence to go out there and do it. Because if we all start doing it, they can't put all of us in jail. And they might turn around and go, you know what, we better just educate ourselves on these people's rights and we can just quit having all this BS. And, end game is that we don't have these videos of officers violating our rights all the time. It'll be officers, protecting your rights, saying, hey, you can't do that to him. You can't grab his camera. He has the right to be doing that. Go on down the street, buddy.
That's correct.
Stuff like that.
And then with me, like, I'm kind of, I've just brought up something that made me think about a conversation last week that I had with a First Amendment auditing brother. I call all of them my auditing brothers and sisters, no matter what. And shout out to Press NH Now too. Shout out. I'm not sure if you are familiar with his channel, but if you guys ain't familiar with Press NH Now, y'all make sure y'all go over there and show him some love and tell him TTA sent you. But what I want to say is we had a conversation about the particular video that I just did in Harvey. And he was basically he asked me, he was like, man, why don't you take the arrest? Take the arrest. If you don't take the arrest, what's the purpose? So I was trying to explain to him, I was trying to think about the logic. And this has been my logic ever since I started auditing. My thing is this: if we're inside of a building recording and we get officers to try to come infringe on our rights, talking about if you don't stop recording or if you don't leave, I will arrest you. So once an officer tells me that, automatically, instantaneously, I believe that you're tyrannical and that you're here to violate my rights. So for me to say, you know what, officer, arrest me then, that means I'm putting trust back into that same officer that violated my rights to make sure I get home later. That doesn't make sense to me, that I'm calling this officer corrupt and a tyrant, but I do trust him to release me later from jail. Does that make any sense?
No, that doesn't make a hell of beans of sense.
Yeah, why would I like agree to be put in handcuffs in the back of a car when this officer is clearly already violating my rights? What would happen if they get me to their police department? It doesn't make sense.
Just agree to let them violate your rights and it'll all be good. No. You can't do that, because if we lose one, we lose them all. People don't understand that. To lose one is to lose them all, because once one's gone, it's just a chain reaction, just like a little bomb. So
that's correct.
We have to stand together and support each other. And, yes, there's some really bad auditors out there that make the whole thing look bad. There's some Trump supporters out there that make their whole movement look bad. There's some lefties out there that make the whole movement look bad. And you're always going to have those people, but you got to look for the ones like you. Like, I'm always sharing you with my friends in text. Like,
I appreciate that.
Keep asking me why you got to follow this guy and you got to follow this guy,
And you know what? Not to cut you off, but you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, Press Press NH now, he's a straight up beast. I'm talking about he don't play no games. He's very articulate. He's very educational. He's super intelligent. He's off the chain. Don't get me wrong. When you go over there and check him out, you're gonna see exactly what I'm saying. But I don't want to see none of my First Amendment auditors from brothers and sisters that I call them put themselves in a position to be arrested, especially when the police tell you. Soon as the police tell you you're going to be arrested, if you stop exercising your right, that's the only violation that you need. Don't put yourself in additional harm's way by allowing and agreeing to go sit in his patrol car. What if you end up telling what he's going to do to you? So
exactly, and there have been instances where police officers have put women in the back seats of their car. We're going to go to the park, and we're going to forget about this ticket. Just a little huggy and kissy in the back seat.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of corrupt stuff that's going on. And number two, I'd just like to put a little bug in your ear. What if, like, you and the other big auditors, like Sean and the Denver Metro and the NH audits that you were just saying.
Yeah.
What if like all of your followers, like maybe once a week y'all do a little video to educate us, and we go out just, say, go to this park over here, go to this place over here, whatever the people are saying, hey, we need auditors, and just walk around with your camera and we'll protect each other. When we see that video, we're going to call the police station if somebody decides to go ham for absolutely no reason. That way, the more people that are doing it, they can't override the will of the people when the people come together as one force.
That's correct.
Right now, you're just James, but you're James the superhero when you've got 70,000 people supporting you and standing behind you, and doing whatever it is that they can. Not all of us have money that we can give, but we've got our time that we can watch your videos, those likes, those shares, those subscribe. Maybe even if it's just $1 super chat, or
yeah, you're right.
Whatever we can do for the movement,
Yep.
Everybody can do something. Now, if you can help more of us to figure out what we can do to help the movement, I think it's going to blow up, and we're not going to see these videos anymore. And guys like you are going to go down in history as real, what do you call it?
Real freedom fighter.
Revolutionists. And it shouldn't be a revolution to have your rights, but maybe it is a revolution to maintain them.
I see where you're going with that. I feel where you're going with that one. Okay.
And those cops that you deal with, remember, everybody, that's what made the Third Reich possible. When everybody goes, how did World War II even possible? How did Hitler even come? It's stuff like that, exactly why that happened. So
yeah,
we got to fight it and support each other, and whatever it is that we can do it, and let's get it done.
All right. I definitely agree, and I definitely appreciate you calling in. We'll be back Sunday after next, and I appreciate you being part of the TTA family. Thanks a lot.
We love you, James.
We love you too. I love you too. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Papa Zeb 832, and I am from Tennessee.
Shout out to Tennessee. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling really good. I'm really glad that I was able to get through. I was just sitting here listening to you talk to that young lady, and I heard that you brought up Press NH Now, and I can't tell you how much it warms my heart to hear that you're talking with that gentleman and putting him out there, because he is definitely one of my favorite auditors.
Oh yeah, he crucial, man. He off the chain, man. I love him, man. I love his channel. I'm locked in with him. And we was having a dialogue in the comment section about that. And I just really trying to encourage him. And any other auditor that thinks that that's maybe a good solution to take the rest, man, you got to always think, if this cop will violate your rights, man, he might get you in his car and do something to you, man. That's just how this is chess and not checkers. So we got to be 3 moves ahead. You got to be, so.
I understand that, and I love the way that you always reference chess because I'm a chess player myself.
Okay.
You might not remember some of the comments that I put up, but I had also already put up in some of your comment sections about how Officer Keel, and I spelled it Kill because I'm 100% with you on that guy's attitude. But I had actually said too that I had thought that you had took the arrest. I swore, and I still swear, I don't want to see you get arrested. You got like one of the best records at like being Teflon at staying out of their hands, and I don't want to see you ruin that. But at the same time, I think I understand why. I don't know. I don't know the conversation that you and NH Press had, but I think that I could see why he might have said that too, because they get in bigger trouble and they get put more under the microscope whenever they really do make the bigger mistake. And for some reason, in some of these court systems, I see them just being like, oh, well, this citizen's being petty, or this citizen's being frivolous. You just got told to do something wrong, whenever, as if if you'd actually had been arrested, then the repercussions would have gotten that type of tyrannical attitude off the street. Because like I think you had said in one of your videos, man, if he's going to sit there and do that in front of a camera, I feel bad for everybody that he has abused every time a camera wasn't around.
You're absolutely correct. And real quick, hold on one moment. You absolutely correct. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what Press NH now, what he was basically saying is, I think that I'm gonna say that too. I think that he's thinking that the only way that to affect real change is to get arrested. I think that's what he was kind of alluding to, right? He was telling me how he had a couple of I think he has some court cases going on right now where they're in an appeals process, stuff like that. So, I have to go back and look at the messages, but I was trying to tell him that that's not entirely true, because, I only been doing this since last year, January, and my first 2 months in, when I started in January, 2 months later in March, and when I say we, me, TTA, and the family members, you guys calling in and complaining and filing complaints, we were able to change a recording policy at the Gurney, Illinois Public Library. So, and the cops were called that day. So getting arrested is not the only way to affect change.
I believe that.
You get what I'm saying?
I believe that.
And that was,
I do. And that lady prior to me, she had brought up Sean from Long Island Audits as well. Now, he has been arrested a few times, and I think that the fact that he got arrested those few times made those cases more dramatic and affected change in a different way than whereas if he had just had some judge tell him, oh, well, it's just frivolous, you just got told, we're just going to smack these officers on the wrist and move along. Whereas that Officer Keel, that guy he sit there and he tried to poke fun like, oh, you and your camera. He had no idea that 100,000 people was watching his actions. And when you tried to explain to him that I am we the people, that you had the whole family behind you, he thought you was nonsense.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Now, did they realize with all the phone calls and all the backing that there was no nonsense?
That's correct. And you know what? I agree with you, right? But like what I do, like in terms of like when these police departments, when like Harvey, we ain't gonna really give away everything, but when a police department or any public servant or public entity violate our rights in its entirety by calling the police on us, falsely trespassing us, or even arresting us, or anything like that, a threat of arrest, my recourse, and which I hope, wish, and pray that every First Amendment auditor, brother and sister, start trying to get on to this, because to me, it's a more effective way of recourse. And it puts them under more scrutiny when you go straight for the insurance carrier. It's not about the money. It's not about the money at all. It's about, because the insurance company is going to put so much pressure on that police department to do one or two things. Either add more training or get rid of the officer in its entirety. Now, when you file a lawsuit, the lawsuit can take years. You know this. You can file a lawsuit. It can be 10 years before you see a solution. But with the insurance carrier, it's a time frame. So it's quicker and more effective. So that's the method that I use. Now, don't get me wrong.
I definitely like the fact that you've shined a light on attacking their insurance carriers and really hitting them in that pocket, because a lot of people would never even realize that avenue was even an option. So the fact that you're out there preaching that and explaining and showing people that avenue, that really hits home with me. One of the things that bothers me is whenever you get into these systems to where it's more than the cop or the police officer that is corrupt. You get into judges and DAs that actually back them, and then they'll just look at you and be like, "Oh yeah, you made your complaint. It's frivolous. This guy gets to keep the job." Versus, and I would like to say that inspector is kind of proof of that, because I think that guy's sitting on his hands. He said that he wasn't, but he sat there and held that Freedom of Information Act for 2 weeks, and I don't think that he sent it.
You're absolutely correct. He's in direct. He don't even know, even if he's in direct violation. Especially, my thing with him, they got the wrong person that's probably investigating complaints, because first of all, I'm meeting with him about officers violating my rights to record, and the first thing that he wants me to do when I meet him is cut off my camera. So I don't think he's gonna be transparent at all. That's just me.
Then he turns around and says, "Well, you got to respect us and this, that, and the other." And it's just like the language that he's using. You automatically know that he is like feeling that they're on his side or their side versus the citizens. And it didn't sound like to me that he was on the citizens' side.
You're right.
And like you said, whenever he said, "Oh, you got to cut off the camera," well, he's obviously not dealing with transparency. So it's more than just the police officer that's trying to cover this stuff up. So, you know, I think that, I mean, like I said, I can't speak for President H now, but I know how hard he goes. And whenever you said something about him saying that maybe you should have took the ride, whenever I kind of already thought, like I said, man, I love the fact you're Teflon. I love the fact you ain't been arrested. I don't want to see you get arrested. I don't want to see that happen at all. But sometimes I think that them going too far is the only way to actually make sure that you snare the hook and you get the fish out of the water.
I can understand that. And don't get me wrong, I definitely understand both sides. But like I say, when you're thinking about chess, it's kind of like you can say you're a chess player. Man, if I take your queen right now, if I take your queen thinking that it's free, you got one move with your pawn that can checkmate the game. Why would I go for that free piece? It ain't, sometimes it ain't always free. So I'm saying that to say it was a case a couple of years ago. When they was doing all those riots and everything, a young man was arrested. And I think it was Baltimore, Maryland. He did something wrong. I can't really remember why he was arrested, but they put him in a paddy wagon van. They didn't put his seatbelt on, and when they was driving, they hit the brakes.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember they hit the brakes so hard that he ended up paralyzed from the neck down, right?
I remember that. No, I do remember that case. I know exactly what you're saying, and I 100% get that. I can't wait to see how this chess game plays out. But but the only reason I'm saying what I'm saying, and that's why I referenced Sean from Long Island, is I think he said something the other day about being arrested 9 times and beating every rap. Well, whenever he did that, they took him a lot more seriously because they knew that they really stepped in the mess.
Right.
Like right now, they're going to act like, "Oh, we didn't step in no mess. We barely even touched the top of it." You know, they didn't have to scrape it out of their treads or nothing. And I'm hoping that, like you say, that what has happened now is enough for you to get their attention. But I'm wondering if it was enough to actually get the serious changes that needs to be made, because the officer that was with Officer Kill, at first, he was relenting. But as soon as he realized that you were relenting, he was on you like a chihuahua, like you was heading for the door, just biting at those heels, and he was all trying to act like, "Oh, now I'm going to be big and bad and on top of it." And I didn't like seeing that, because at first I wanted to think, okay, maybe the guy's going to be reasonable. But like I said, after seeing you with the inspector, I realized that this stuff is way up top. You know, this is a municipality issue.
Yeah, you're right.
Training issue with the officers.
And you're right. And see, and another reason another reason why I feel like the carrier, the whole insurance thing, because first of all, it's mandatory that they carry insurance. See, when you think about this real quick, let's say, versus, and don't get me wrong, if I ever file an insurance claim and the insurance company deny my claim, then I'll be forced to go and file a 1983, say whatever, a civil rights lawsuit litigation down at the Dirksville in Chicago. So of course we'll file a lawsuit if it's necessary. But if you think about it, when you file a lawsuit, you probably got a corrupt judge that's going to side probably with the other side, right? You got these attorneys and everything. So but with the insurance, there's no bias. You feel they're not biased. So it's way more effective. We've been successful twice doing it already, and it's quicker. But I mean, a lot of people feel like I'm gonna take the arrest. I just don't think that it's a vital necessity to do so, especially if you're gonna be possibly putting yourself in harm's way. You got to make sure at the end of the day to make it home to your family, man. That's the key. That's
definitely 100%. But I 100% back you. Whenever I found out about you, I went all the way back to your very first video, and I watched all of the videos all the way through to catch up to make sure that I knew and understood, because I wanted to see how you did things, and I really enjoyed watching. And I feel like I know you like a brother. I know that I'm just a commenter in the section, and that you don't really know much about me. But like I said, I don't want to see you get arrested. I appreciate your attitude and the way.
Hey, you know what? You know what, brother? I appreciate you too, man. I really appreciate you being here, man, part of the TTA family. But to be honest with you, I don't know if you've seen the video from Robbins where I was actually arrested. And I was arrested by the chief of police of Robbins. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
I did, because I watched all of them, but I can't reference it. And I've even thought that I need to go back and rewatch them again, just because there was a couple that I was wanting to wonder about the refollow ups on.
Yeah.
But I can't say honestly right now that I remember the Robbins one, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was real quick, man. I was having a back and forth with him, and the chief of police himself actually was the one who walked up to me and literally snatched my phone out my hand, and they arrested me.
Well, my apologies for not remembering that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's over 200 videos on there, so it's all good, brother.
Oh, I'm definitely. I mean, like I said, I've been wanting to go back, because there's a couple of them that I was curious on if they ever got followed up on that I was thinking about. I can't mention them off the top of my head. But anyways, like I said, I wasn't trying to be rude or disrespectful or be one of those type of people saying, "Oh, you should have took the arrest."
Oh, of course not.
I understand why you don't want to take the arrest. I just have my certain of the education from when I watched the other auditors. I've seen how some of them actually taking the arrest has actually made it go farther. Like once again, I referenced Sean in New York. Whenever he took the arrest, while he was sitting there trying to get the police are trying to keep him from recording the police stations and stuff. If he would, it's just, there's some things that sometimes I just would like to see. Okay, I'm getting a little spacey now, because I guess I'm kind of nervous because in fact I'm talking to you.
That's all good, brother.
It's kind of a little different. So I'm trying not to skip around too much. You know what I mean? But I just, like I said, Officer Keel, man, that guy. You said it that day. He's unchained. He's off the hook. Yep. He really shouldn't be in the position to be able to do the behaviors that he's doing. And it just makes me wonder if the repercussions would have been more serious and been considered more serious by his higher ups had things went a little bit different. Do I want you in the back of that guy's patrol car? Hell no. Right. I understand 100% why you don't want to be in custody of that guy. So
yeah, I
right, I 100% agree, and I'm not trying to say anything. And like I said, I like seeing your record be clean, because that's the way you want it. If you want to be Teflon, you want to do this in the most civil manner, that's fine. There's a lot of people out there, like Direct D, for instance. He's the whole other end of the spectrum. He's the one that's sitting there getting arrested and talking bad to him. And now all of a sudden he's got so much problems. It ain't even funny, where he can't even be out there and actually get the word out. So it's, I like to think that you're in the middle. You're not Direct D, and at the same time, you're not over here. But I was really interested to hear about what you had said about Press NH Now. I really respect that guy. One of his last videos, he went into a lot of educational stuff, and I've commented on his video that I really appreciate you getting into this educational stuff, because there's a lot of people that would be like, oh, this is super boring. Who wants to watch this? It's like reading a documentary. But at the same time, you know, that I'm really glad that he went out on the edge and did that, because to the people that do find it interesting and the people that are trying to take notes, that stuff really made sense. You know, it's not going to be some kind of super hype action kind of, oh, look, we're getting all the views in the world. But he really stuck it out there to really put down some information to help people out. And I thought that was great.
Well, I definitely, I understand where you coming from, brother. And like I say, man, I appreciate you being here, man. Part of the TTA family. Thanks a lot. I love you guys wholeheartedly. And we'll be back, man, Sunday after next. So you make sure you stay tuned. Like I said, I got a huge follow-up for you guys this week too. So stay in tune, brother.
I'm glad that I really caught you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Like I said, I'm definitely going to stay tuned. I can't wait to see what happens with this. I hope that Officer Keel really gets the training that he needs. And like I said, I really, really feel bad for people that got caught under his thumb, that didn't have a camera there, that didn't have a following or a backing, because I can't imagine how many people that he's abused or taken advantage of. And I'm really glad that you caught that fish and that you shined a big bright light on it, man.
All right, brother, for sure, man.
Thank you for my call. My apologies for taking too long. I'll let these other people talk, but it's really great talking to you, big man.
Man, it's great talking to you as well, brother.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know you are when you're calling from.
Hey, TTA, what's up, man? This is Gabriel again. I've got hold of you a couple times already.
Oh, okay.
I'm there with you.
Oh, okay. What's up? How you feeling today, brother?
Good, man. Just wanted to tell you, I live in Chicago, and I appreciate what you're doing over here at Cook County. And I got a little bit of inside information. I wasn't sure I was going to get through, so I sent you a text message.
Okay.
But, after that walkthrough that you did in Cook County Health, I believe the next day after that, when you posted it, I must have been on a Monday, because on Tuesday, it was like something really bad happened in Cook County or something like that. And we're trying to figure out what had happened. And I'm like, hey, was it like the audit? And I guess they made a big deal about it. I mean, they had meetings after law meetings and all that stuff. So, all I got to say is that you're making a difference out there, man. You're pulling all the right strings and doing all your chess moves.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you're right. And it was on a Monday, man. I usually go out Mondays and try to upload them on the next day, following day, Tuesday. So yeah, and that's beautiful to hear, man. So, and that's what it's all about. It's about change, man. At the end of the day, it's not about money. I'm not trying to, if some people out here for money, man, that's not what I'm about. And I was trying to bring that up to several people as well when they were like, man, y'all doing this for money, man. No, we're not doing it for money, because I give away money. So, I mean, I do it all the time, and I never ask you guys to donate or anything. So it's about the change, man. And it's a beautiful thing when we affect change together. I put the video up, I make complaints, and you guys call in and file complaints as well. So that's the beauty of this thing. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I try to do my part and send your video out to the right people, because they had no idea there was a video. It was just I guess the manager from that office you went to was asking a lot of questions, and they made meetings about it, but then they didn't have the other side of the story. So all that stuff was sent over, and they shared. And but yeah, I mean, it's good stuff, man. I mean, we appreciate it, and all we could do is hope for that they actually do the right thing and start training some of these government officials, man. And then it's all about training. And I don't know if they got so much money for doing all this other goofy stuff. I mean, why can't they invest in some training, right?
You're absolutely correct, man. You're absolutely correct. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man, in terms of training, man. I got a huge follow-up for you guys this week, man. It's going to shock you, man. I've been talking about it for the entire month of June, and we finally made it here, and I'm thirsty to release it, man. So it's coming this week for sure.
I gotcha, and I appreciate all you do for you.
I appreciate you for being there, brother. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from.
TTA, this is Chad from Minnesota.
Now, shout out to Minnesota. How you feeling today, Chad?
Doing all right, man. I've been watching your videos nonstop. Like the last guy said, maybe I'm a little nervous too, but I'll tell you, bro, I love the content.
Oh man,
And
I appreciate it.
The thing is I work in a union facility, and there's been a couple people at my job, including my boss and a lead, that has been acting super tyrannical. And I'll tell you, from watching the videos of the way you do these audits, I've learned how to use it against these people at work,
Right.
because the lead is in the union and my boss is not.
Oh,
So what I
okay.
did was like, I'm going to take it straight at the company. You know what I mean? I'm filing complaints on the boss. I'm filing a complaint on this lead. And I'm like, it can only trickle down because now I've talked to the HR people and the union members. And I'm telling you, man, it's going to, hopefully it puts them in place.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's what needs to happen for sure.
Yeah, just like you always say, it's when you treat people with respect, and it's like these people that have no clue on what maybe they do. I don't understand, because just like the cops, it seems like they have no clue that they're being so disrespectful to people, or maybe they're taught that way. I don't know.
I think so, man. At least some of them, man. I think that they are taught like a lot of things that's just wrong, man. It's obviously so. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to reach out and tell you, man, I'm faithful watching your audits, and I enjoy it, man. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and hear me out.
I appreciate you for calling, brother. And like I've been telling everybody else, y'all make sure you get ready to stay in tune. Got a huge update follow-up coming for you guys this week, man. So I definitely appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. I'll let everybody else get their chance. Thank you.
Man, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from.
Hey, TTA fam, this is Damon from Iowa.
And shout out to Iowa. How you feeling today, brother?
Oh, good, man. I'm good. Former Illinois resident. Got a good story for you here. A good problem I'm having. I woke up one day and got a letter from my bank saying that the Illinois Department of Revenue put a levy against me on my bank account.
Okay.
So I called the bank, tried to figure out what's going on. Long story short, they the Illinois Department of Revenue just issued a levy. They didn't give me any notice. I started looking into the laws about levy. And of course, the levy, you don't have to have a judge's signature or anything like that. But certain rules, certain procedures they have to follow, just like us. If we want to sue, we got to give a notice of intent. They have to do the same for a levy. Never received anything from them.
Okay.
Total Fourth Amendment violation. I mean, that's the state has no business seizing your property without following, the procedures they have to do.
Okay.
So when I call the Department of Revenue, the most tyrannical people I have ever dealt with in my life, most unprofessional people, hung up on, nobody wants to identify. Just a total crap show. I mean, it's when I try to get justice through the Attorney General or through the Inspector General, they're not interested. They don't want to call back.
Wow. Yeah, that's how they, and I can identify, man. I definitely can identify, even going through like what we go through, filling out paperwork, FOIAs are being denied, no return on the calls when you file complaints. So like what I say, it's a government problem, man, across the entire country, man, and it's disgusting. But I understand where you're coming from.
Totally corrupt. I mean, they won't let me. I've tried to do a FOIA, but I don't know the names of the people to do a FOIA. I'm trying to FOIA request the names so I can file a complaint.
Right.
Nobody's interested. They won't. It becomes more tyrannical when you attempt to do those things. That's when they hang up. They called me names. I mean, unbelievable behavior and there's no way to hold them accountable. They've got all their bases covered. I mean, supervisors won't call you back. The attorney general won't give you a hand. Inspector general, they're not interested.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, man. It could become overwhelming at times, man. But you know what you got to just stay the course. You keep putting God first, brother, and He'll help you conquer all obstacles, man. And that's that's what I kind of live by, going through some of this stuff, because I've been denied numerous of times, man. A lot of FOIAs, they're violating the law. They're overlooking the statutes, Illinois compiled statutes. They're just doing what they want to do because I'm gonna tell you why. And this go for almost a lot of these entities, man. The authority that they haven't been questioned and challenged yet. So when they come upon someone that wants to question and challenge them, that's where the pushback comes, and then they start getting the other people behind them, supervisors and things, to vouch and kind of root and cheer them on to continuously try to violate our rights. But we got to stay the course, man, and we got to make sure we keep our eyes on the prize, and that's trying to affect the change. So what I can give you in terms of advice, brother, is, man, keep going. Keep trying, man, no matter what. They violating your rights. Keep on filling stuff out, man, until somebody come up with something. Without giving you legal advice, brother, because of course they're watching. But man, just stay the course, man, and put God first. Keep putting him first.
I absolutely will, and I thank you, man. I thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your service, because what you, and especially in Illinois, audit them. You guys have educated more people than any school could possibly do, because they don't teach you these things. They don't want you to know these things. They don't want you to know your rights, how to defend your rights. And you two, especially in the state of Illinois, have totally changed the ball game.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to reach out to my brother, man. My brother Audit them, man. Yeah, he's a super beast, man.
He is.
Yeah.
And it's the education you guys are teaching is priceless. And that's the only thing that's going to save this situation we're in, is people understanding that the knowledge is power, and we can change this.
You're right.
If we get enough people on our side.
That's correct. And obviously so that's that. And I'm telling you, man, that's the reason why I love this community so much, man, because over the years, it's been over 10 years, man. You can see the changes. Even with some of the police departments, they're finally getting it, man. Even though we still have a whole bunch of work to do, but I can see change starting to it's starting to evolve. It's starting to come out. It's starting to show itself. So that's the reason why I love it so much, and I love being a part of it, man. And I love you guys for being here. So for sure.
Thank you, man, for everything you do. Thank you, Audit them. If you're listening, you guys are champions, and you're gonna help turn this around. I mean, you're the one teaching the things that they don't want us to know.
Yes, you're absolutely correct, man. You're right.
All right, man. I'll let you get to some other calls, but glad to talk to you. Thank you for everything you do.
Man, I appreciate you too as well. Thanks a lot.
All right, brother.
All right. Yep. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know who you are and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Mike, man. I'm calling from Connecticut, Bridgeport.
And shout out to Connecticut, man. How you feeling today?
I'm doing great. I just wanna give you an update of a little intercourse with the cops, right? So
okay.
I was once a part of the Bridgeport Citizen Academy, right?
Okay.
So there was an incident that happened while I was at the gas station, and I thought I did the right thing because I'm an ambassador for the department, right?
Okay.
So I thought I did the right thing by calling in and let him know what I saw and everything, right?
Right.
So the guy who was at the gas station was being real violent, threw coffee on another guest's car and stuff like that, So I called in and I reported everything that was going on, right?
Right.
So the guy, he ended up rode away on the bike, trying to run from the cops or whatever, right?
Okay.
So there was an incident that happened in my apartment where the ambulance happened to show up to somebody else, and two female cops showed up, the same female cops that interacted with the guys or whatever, right? So me and my dog, we pulling into the driveway. And first thing the lady gonna say, oh, this is your third time interfering with our investigation, right? So I turn to her and say, how am I interfering with you guys' investigation? I live here. You don't live here. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So she keep going on and on. Oh, go in your apartment, blah, blah. I say, I'm not going nowhere. I pay rent here. I live here. You can't tell me where to go. It's freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want.
That's
so
correct.
she goes, oh, I already talked to Sergeant Campo and let him know everything what was going on, right? So the Sergeant Campo, he's the guy who in charge of the class that I was in, which is the Citizen Academy, right?
Okay.
So whatever she told him, she basically told him false information, saying, oh, I was interfering, I was flashing because they give us an ID card or whatever. She basically told them that, oh, I was flashing my badge, I was doing this, that, and the third, right? Which is a lie because at the time I didn't even have my ID card on me at the time. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try to reach out to the sergeant because I have the number and everything. I try to reach out to him and try to give him my side of the story, what happened or whatever. Guess what?
What happened?
Never reached back out to me, never said nothing. You know what I mean? He going after what that cop told them. So they ended up sending out an email, which I didn't get the email, saying that everybody got to turn their badge in, right?
Right.
So when I went to the police department, because I'm trying to get a job at the police department, but that's upstairs, which is the booking civilian detention officer.
Okay.
So I went over there, and the other cop, detective, he really, really, really nice guy. Close, he always look out for me and everything. First thing he gonna say to me is, Mike, you know you can't be flashing a badge and stuff. I said, hold up right there. It's always two sides to a story, yeah?
That's right.
You saying I flashed the badge, which I didn't. So that female cop basically spreading a false narrative of me trying to have me look like the bad guy because they was already looking for the guy because the guy had blood on his shirt and he was beating on his sister, that's totally unacceptable. You know what I mean? And I try to reach out to the guy and try to give him my side of the story, and guess what? He never returned my calls, never did nothing. So they basically paint a false narrative on my behalf. You know what I mean? Have everybody who's in the class, they basically looking at me sideways now because they basically saying that I'm the reason why they had to turn their badge in.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, like I'm trying to reach out to him to have a dialogue with him to give him my side of the story. Never got a response, nothing. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's so heartbroken to me because I was in the class and I'm an ambassador for the police department and I did what was right because they was already looking for the guy already. You know what I mean? So me making that call, have him basically apprehend the guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just feel like it's just a slap in the face because that cop painted a false narrative of me, basically trying to tarnish my image.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, they good at that, man.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, but I know where it's all coming from, though, because there was an incident where my dog got hit, and the guy was trying to leave, and I told him, you're not going nowhere, because I'm gonna call the cops and try to figure this out. And a cop showed up, being real nasty, talking to me like my dog is a piece of shit, ended up giving me a ticket for $150. I made sure I turned to him and said, I'm not going to pay this ticket. You know what I mean? And
right.
The same guy I'm telling you about, which is a detective, his name Papalucho, really nice guy. He went to the judge, spoke with the judge, went to the DA, they signed off on it and threw my case out, right?
Right.
So one day now, it was the last day of the class where we had to do a ride-along. So when we do the ride-along, we had to meet at the police department. So I went there, and guess what? The same guy who gave me that ticket and was talking shit about my dog and treated me wrong because it's like he was unprofessional. You know what I mean?
Right.
I said, listen, he's at the front desk. I said, you know what? I don't want to have no type of interaction with you because you're a dirty cop. You know what I mean? I'd rather speak with somebody else. Instead of escalating stuff, I'd rather speak with somebody else. You know what I mean? So
right.
I told him how I felt because you got to separate right from wrong.
You
know what I
do.
mean?
You
So,
do.
yeah, and the guy was there, and I told him exactly how I felt and everything. So one day the sergeant came now. He basically gonna tell me that was all of that was unnecessary, was uncalled for. I say, you can't tell me that was uncalled for because you wasn't in my situation.
Right.
You know,
Right.
okay, you can't tell me how to feel because you wasn't in that predicament. So I feel like ever since then, because I called that guy out on his behavior, the sergeant been carrying some type of hidden animosity or some type of feelings for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ever since then, it's like it shit just went left. Like, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to come and give you like a little update, whatever you free or whatever. I would like for you to come out to Connecticut, man, and do an audit on them, man, because it's a bunch of dirty cops in that place, man. You got a few ones, don't get me wrong now. You got a couple good ones out there, you know what I mean? But I just feel like it was wrong because me as an ambassador, calling in what I saw and everything like that, and for them to turn around and trying to tarnish my career and make it look like I'm the bad guy, you know what I mean? I feel like that shit was just wrong, man. You know?
No, I feel you, brother. And you know what, man? We definitely gonna start trying to move around a little bit more, man. Connecticut on our to-do list for sure, man. We're gonna start back hitting the road in July. So be on the lookout, man. When I get that way, man, I'll hit you up. I'm saved this number too.
Yeah, most definitely. And I would definitely shoot you a message. You know, I just had to call to get it off because it's just been bothering me for a while now, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to reach out to have a dialogue with them to give it my side of the story. And it's like I haven't get no response to them, answer the phone, nothing. They ended up blocking my number from the company phone and stuff like that. So there's no way for me to get in touch with them or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just going after what that female cop told them. You know what I mean? And which is not right because that's a totally lie. You can't lie on somebody's name like that. You know what I mean?
You're right, brother. You're right, man. Well, you know,
because if they could do that to me, just imagine what they would do to somebody else.
there you go. And you know what? And they do it all the time, man. But what I want to tell you, man, as some advice, brother, you make sure you keep your head straight. Keep putting God first, man. He gonna help you conquer all your obstacles, brother. And I definitely appreciate you for being here.
It's definite, man. I appreciate you for answering the phone, and you know, and I'm a part of the TTA family, man. I just want to tell you, man, I love what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, man, that shit educated me more, and now I'm seeing through everything, man. I just want to give you applause while you're here, man, and tell you keep up the good work, man. I appreciate you for answering the phone and hearing me out, man.
Thanks a lot, brother. I got you.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good night. Good day.
You too.
Thanks
for calling in the TTA. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know you are and where you're calling from.
My name is Ahmed. I'm from Minnesota. I was calling in with I was in Richfield, Minnesota right now. So basically, I had a dialogue with the cops in Richfield. Basically, I was walking on a public street, and boom, it's yelling, saying he's on a call with another emergency, and he says, basically, he says, "Why are you recording?" I'm on the public street, by the way. And, you know, they're unhinged out here. Like, no one out here records. It's a democratic state and stuff, so everyone's like, boom. Like, no one has rights around here, but everyone out here doesn't want to, you know, be out there just like you, man. Like, I'm just trying to be like you, you know. I be trying to go to the post office, you know, try to do what you be doing, you know.
Yeah.
And see, you know, I have an amendment right, you know.
For sure.
I gotta respect that shit, you know.
That's correct, man. And you know what? I appreciate you for trying to get out there, and fight for freedom and liberties, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. No matter what, right? If you keep doing it, brother. I don't care what type of pushback you get. You stay the course, man. Because Minnesota, I've been hearing about Minnesota, man, and it sounds pretty bad that way. So we definitely coming too. We definitely coming.
Yep. I just wanted you to know that, and I wanted you to come out here too. You know.
For sure. I got you.
Yep. That's all I wanted, man.
All right. Appreciate you for calling, brother.
Yep.
All right. Thanks for calling in the TTA. Let the people know you are and where you're calling from.
From the top.
What's up, boy? What's going on, man?
me?
What's the good word, brother?
Oh man, I've been watching your videos, brother. Man, you doing your thing, brother. I just want to salute you, brother. You keep doing it. You keep doing it, man.
No, man, I appreciate you, man. I really appreciate that wholeheartedly, man. I really do.
Man, I was cracking up, man. This officer was biting his lip, like he want to throw hands on you.
Yeah, yeah, he was on that. Yeah, he got on that, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, man. I be cracking up with these videos, man. You be telling them off, man. Man. And these sisters, these sisters, man, salty than a peanut. Man, come on with these words, man. Oh man.
Oh man, I used to be I used to write a lot of poetry, man. So I like playing with words a little bit, man.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Catch up with your crowd. Catch up with your crowd.
Yeah. Catch up with your crowd.
Hey, look, brother, man. I'm a YouTuber, man. I got a YouTube channel called Escaping the Matrix. Just want to get brothers getting their passports, start traveling. And, when I'm doing this, man, I'm just posting up video of what's going on in America, man.
Okay.
And me loving your content so much, man. And I hope you don't mind. I take it down, man. And I put up one of your videos, man, I just love it so much, man, and, yeah, man.
That's all good, man.
If you want to take it down, I take it down, man.
No, it's all, man, listen, man, it's all good, man.
I said, man, y'all need to check this brother out. He argued with his sister. I'm going to show y'all a little clip. Go check it out. And I showed him, how you are the sister at the post office, man. Oh, man.
I appreciate that, brother. I really do, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Look, Tyrant Terminator, man. You keep doing, man. Keep doing it, man. You like a soul train right now. Like, damn, what's the next video? What's what's the name? Oh, I subscribe to your channel. If you look at my logo, I'm holding a passport.
Oh, okay.
I'm the brother with the dark shades. You the owner of the passport. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So, man, like I said again, man, brother, keep doing what you're doing, man. God bless you. Salute you. And, man, keep on. Rock on, man.
I got you.
Let them know. Let them know you're not having it. You're not standing for it. Fight for your right. Don't let the friends for your right. Do everything you got to do.
All right, brother. Well, you know what? I definitely appreciate you being here, man. Part of the TTA family, and be ready, man. Because I got this huge update for y'all coming this week, man. So get ready to lock in.
All right. This is brother Big Austin, man. My channel is Escaping the Matrix outside the U.S.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. All right. So yeah, TTA family, man, that's how that cookie's gonna crumble. Oh man, we had some super chats too, man. I be wanting to shout them super chats out, man. Getting into the calls with the family. I appreciate everybody that sent one though, man. Everybody that's been locked in with TTA, man. Y'all just don't know, man. I love you guys. Real talk, man. Real talk, man. I love you guys wholeheartedly. And like I say, man, I got this huge update for you guys coming this week. Big follow-up, man. Super big. Yeah, I love you guys. Real talk, man. So we'll be back Sunday after next. That'll be July for sure. And we're going to start, like I say, man, we're going to start taking off. We're going to start taking back off, man. Start hopscotching these states. Man, Big Nick, man, let me shout out, man. Big Nick, man, we had some legends in the building, man. We definitely got good guy. I think good guy still might be here. Dan was here, Auditing, Erie County, man. If y'all don't know about Auditing, Erie County, y'all get over there, man. Hit subscribe. Big Nick, South Florida, Calabini. Y'all make sure y'all go over there, man. If y'all don't know about Big Nick, there you go, right there. There you go, man. Straight up legends, man. Oh, man. Hey, brother. Big Nick, man, I salute you, boy. You just don't know, man. You just don't know, man. All the greats, man. I love to see the greats come in here, man. For real, man. It's all because of you guys. That's why I always pay homage, man. Big Nick, SJVT, Bay Area, Long Island, all the area count, man. I love this community, man. Y'all paved the way for me, man. Y'all paved the way for me, man. So I love you for that, man. Real talk. Now come to Florida, I'm definitely gonna hit you up, brother. But man, we locked in, man. Y'all get ready, man. Putting together a decent week for y'all, man. And like I said, in January, we're gonna start taking back off, start hopscotching these states. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked in with me, man. Until the next time.